Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Mode. This being a show I introduce you to a series that you may or may not be familiar with. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Netflix original series, Ozark. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. Ozark is a crime drama that follows Martin Bird, most often referred simply to as Marty, who has been laundering money for the cartel, in particular for his quote-unquote employer, Dell. After a series of circumstances which I won't get into for spoiler reasons, Marty and his family, which includes his wife Wendy, their daughter Charlotte, and their son Jonah, uprooting their lives, leaving Chicago and moving to a place known as the Ozark. Basically, Marty has to do what he's already been doing for Dell, now with $8 million and a time limit to get the money clean, which is easier said than done, but the Birds don't really have much of a choice in the matter. If they don't get this done, things will not end well for their family. One of the amazing things about this show is the fact is that it will constantly surprise you with its story development. Marty is a very smart and calculated dude, but a lot of times there are things that are just beyond his control. Right when you start thinking that things are going right for Marty, that he's taking a step forward, 2 or 3 things will go wrong in the background and in some shape or form screw over Marty, in turn setting him back. I think it's one of those aspects that makes the show shine because you just never know how everything's going to go wrong. Especially when you have a lot of outside forces going on in a situation like this, whether it be the FBI, the Langmores, the Snails, as well as some other characters, all of whom you become very acquainted with as the series progresses. And even those characters will surprise you by the way that their stories develop, because it'll leave you being like, oh, I wasn't expecting this storyline to turn into what it did, and I didn't expect that this storyline and these characters would come together with this storyline and these characters and become their own thing, which in turn becomes a thing that progresses the main plot forward. It's just these little things compounding upon each other that makes it all work in a very entertaining way. But even when all that stuff is happening, it's still very interesting to see how Marty tries to find a workaround, trying to find a way to turn a negative thing into a positive thing that he can benefit from, because once again his family's life is on the line. But it isn't just with the other characters. It's actually very interesting to see how this situation affects Marty's family. I mean, it's a set of circumstances that anyone would struggle with, but it's very interesting how well they kind of deal with the situation. Personally, I kind of feel like Wendy kind of handles the situation the best. She's the one that kind of quickly adapts to everything, especially considering everything that she goes through. Obviously, once again, no spoilers. But you can't count Marty out either, because he keeps it together even though there are many times he wants to snap and just break down. He keeps it all in and kind of compartmentalizes. He has to. Like I said, this show is a crime drama, so it does have a pretty serious tone, but I do feel like that on some level it does kind of have a bit of a dark sense of humor. When it comes to those situations where you're like, geez, can Marty catch a break? But then again, his struggles is what makes this show work, because there's always going to be a part of you that kind of wants things to go wrong, just because you're interested to see how Marty will find his way out of these certain situations. Season 2 of Ozark premieres on August 31st. But really, that's all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.